So now that you know a portion of your spirit resides in your blood, I'll make a video where I'll go deep into why blood sacrifice gives people on the other dimension power or energy. You know, there is a very huge difference between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So explaining what happens in the spiritual realm and the physical realm is not an easy thing to do, so I'll try my best to put words together to explain, what happens that side. So why does blood give entities on the other dimension power or energy? And what is the scientific connection between blood and the spiritual realm? Well, before we go any further, we first need to understand what exactly is blood from a scientific standpoint before we can go to the spiritual aspect of it. So blood is the river of life that surges within us. It is the life-sustaining fluid which transports nearly everything from one place to another. The circulation of blood is initiated by the pumping of our heart. When we spin it in a centrifuge, the centrifugal forces packs down the heavier formed elements and the less dense substance remains at the top. These components which makes up blood are erythrocytes, which are red blood cells, which are responsible for transporting oxygen. Leukocytes are white blood cells, which are responsible for protecting our body against infections, bacteria, viruses, and diseases. And plasma is a yellowish liquid which is responsible for transporting nutrients, hormones, proteins, and it regulates blood pressure and maintains our pH balance. So blood is what keeps our human body alive by using hemoglobin to carry oxygen from the lungs to tissues for metabolism, and it delivers nutrients and proteins to our cells so that our mitochondria can produce adenosine triphosphate, which is the energy-rich molecule used to power cellular activities. This is why a person can die if they lose too much blood, because their bodies would lose the ability to transport oxygen and nutrients to their organs. So once you as a spiritual being, which is electricity, enters your body and sits at the heart, the oxygen you inhale travels from your lungs through pulmonary veins. This causes an ignition which generates fire, because when you mix oxygen and electricity you get fire. So there is literally, not metaphorically, but literally a fire burning in the middle of your chest. That is why you'll see images of spiritual leaders having the fire in the middle of their heart. And if you touch your heart right now, you feel the warmness coming from it. So there is a fire burning within you. And I even had a homie who would literally have steam coming out of his head. So this was caused due to his heart being super hot. This is why when you pee and you accidentally touch your pee, you'll feel that it is warm, because that fire which is generated from our heart is what makes our entire body warm. Hence why we are warm-blooded species. And when a person passes away, that light burns out because the electricity, which is the spirit, is gone and turns the body cold. Now, how does blood give entities on the fourth dimension power or energy? Well, when a blood sacrifice takes place, whether it is from an animal or a human, the being who performs this ritual summons the name on who this offering is for. Once it has been declared who the sacrifice is for, other entities on the astral plane are not allowed to fight for the life force which will be extracted from that sacrifice. Because whenever blood is being shed, whether it is from a slaughterhouse or a car accident and so on, demons on the astral plane will fight amongst one another to get the life force which will be extracted from that blood sacrifice. So when someone verbally declares who the sacrifice is for, there is like an astral tag to let other entities know that the life force which will be extracted from the blood belongs to a particular entity. It's just like in a farm, you know, like let's say I have a farm and then my neighbor also has a farm. I put a tag on my animal to let the other farmer know that this animal is mine, it's not yours. So yeah, there's like an astral tag to let the other entities know that this sacrifice belongs to me. So once it has been verbally declared who the sacrifice is for, the entity which was summoned then pulls through. And then once he or she comes, then they take like what looks like an astral cord. Not like an astral cord, like an astral straw or astral pipe. Then they attach that astral pipe to themselves and then to the victim who is being sacrificed. So as I explained previously, our plasma in our blood has electrolytes. And electrolytes are substances which can be utilized by fourth dimensional beings. So when the victim is being killed, the fear that they emit before dying, that fear energy which is released passes through the astral straw to feed that entity. And when blood is spilled, the electrolytes passes through this astral straw or astral pipe. The same way electrons flows through a wire to produce electricity. So the electrolytes which are flowing through this astral straw is what gives this entity electrical energy, increasing the vibration of their astral body. And once that whole blood ritual is done, then the one who did the blood sacrifice will get rain or money or whatever they asked for from that entity. So it is basically a business transaction. But the real reason why they need blood to survive is because they have been cut off from the creator and they only reside in the first, second, third, and fourth dimension, meaning they don't have a soul and they reside in hell. Now human beings who have our hearts heavier than a feather are sentenced to hell for a certain period amount of time. But some human spirits who are tired of the torture cannot wait for their sentence to finish. So they decide to make contracts with the demons who are torturing them, that they would work for them and offer them blood. So some incarnate in the physical world and become a part of a cult. However, some of them don't reincarnate and work through the fourth dimension. So blood in the lower astral plane is like money. So think of it this way, if you go to prison and you don't have any money, shit is gonna be tough for you, right? But if you have money, like you big balling in prison, then you can buy yourself a nice bed, you can pay other gang members to protect you, you can bribe the cops, you can get nice food, you can even bring hookers to the prison, like if you're rich like that. So people who are sentenced to hell, like if they have a lot of blood, which is the equivalent of money, then they can pay the demons to stop torturing them. It's like Yeah, something like that. And the most important blood for these people is baby blood, because of their purity and life force, and their blood has the ability to open the different gates of hell to let wicked beings enter this earth plane. And in one of my astral travels, I stumbled upon this fortress, right? And in this fortress there was only women over there, and they were dressed in all white. I don't know if they were Eastern Stars or what, but yeah, shit was creepy. So what they were doing was basically using baby blood to produce some kind of soap. I think they were using this soap to like extend their lifespan and shit. Yeah, I think they had to be like 700 if not thousands of years old. So the more blood you offer, the more comfortable your life will be in hell. But this is a terrible mistake, because doing that means you can get a life sentence until the end of time. Because when you spill blood or kill someone, this leaves an energetic imprint on your astral body, and this means that other astral travelers will know if you're a murderer because of that energetic imprint. And this imprint is like a tattoo tear. Like if a gangster has 2 tattoo tears, that means they killed 2 people, and if they have 4, it means they killed 4 people, and so on. So when you shed blood, it has an imprint on your astral body, like everyone can see. Not only that, this imprint causes your astral body to be dense or heavy, and if your astral body is dense or heavy, you cannot go to the higher realms, which is light in density. So these people who made the deal with those demons are given a pentagram, which is a geometrical pattern that can open portals to enter this earth plane, as shown in the anime Helluva. I mean, they're not even hiding it, they're putting it right in front of our faces. And once they are here, then they can cause accidents, natural disasters, strokes, and so on. And these murders has to be done in a dramatic way, because if it is done in a normal way, they won't be able to extract that energy. They can only get energy which vibrates from yellow, orange, and red. And the ones who incarnated in the physical realm, in order for them to survive, they have to consume blood on a regular basis to keep their form. And some of them even bath with blood, because when you cover yourself with blood, you amplify your spiritual body, but in a negative fashion. That is why Christians say that I am covered by the blood of Jesus. But hey, little do they know what they're saying. At the highest level of Satanism, they are told the truth about religion, and how to identify the ones who are in the highest rank is they wear a black cloak or a black robe, such as Anton LaVey. And as you can see, he's wearing the chain of the sun, or the chain of Ra, which is a chain worn by spiritual leaders. And the purpose of these robes or cloaks, it's in the name, which is to cloak the entire astral body. And as I explained previously, the mask is to cloak their face. Throughout my astral journey, I didn't even know it was possible for you to cloak yourself, because in 2021 I astral projected during nighttime. I think this was like around 10 p.m. or 10:30. Yeah, so as I'm leaving my body, I leave my bedroom, I'm flying outside of my crib, and as I'm flying like out the hood, all of a sudden some nigga strangles me from the back. Like this nigga pulled through out of nowhere, and I couldn't even see who it was. Like the nigga had a cloak on. I could feel someone's energy, but I didn't know where it was coming from. So yeah, this fool gives me an anaconda vice, right? So I grab this punk ass nigga's hand, I push him down, and as he falls to the ground, I come flying down and I start punching him, beating the shit out of him, yeah. I beat the shit out of that mark ass, bust ass nigga. And then from then I flew to my bedroom, and then I entered my body. And that was the last time I astral projected during nighttime. So the ones who are being initiated into Satanism first wear the white robe, which symbolizes their purity and innocence. That is why an entered apprentice in masonry wears a plain white apron. And in karate, the one who is still pure or a beginner wears the white belt. So once you see the Satanists wearing the red robes, it is symbolic of them losing their innocence and their purity by shedding blood. And then the black robe is symbolic of them being stuck with the devil forever. Because when blood gets dry, what color does it turn? Black. Meaning they have been in this lifestyle for too long and there is no getting out. The same way fresh blood, which is red, turns black over time. So the truth that they are told is that